I'm sure you know Mondays are the start of the work week, but do you know it offers us new beginnings 52 times a year? Food for thought. But welcome to Ways Breakfast, hashtag What Are You Saying? The premier platform for thought-provoking discussions on critical issues shaping Nigeria's future. I'm your anchor, Okikiola Taiwo Jalupon. Today, we embark on a crucial conversation that has the potential to transform the very fabric of our dear nation, Nigeria. Nigerian women in politics. If you want to follow this conversation and all other discussions, tune in every Monday morning to Friday, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. But what kind of host would I be if I do this world alone? Right here beside me are my intelligent ladies and my best girls. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning. How are you?
Ashi, why are you smiling extra?
Because your intro this morning is just giving all kinds of
I want to ginger us for the new
But
week.
I like it, I like it.
So tell me about your weekend.
My weekend was full of celebration, guys. So I finally attended the first wedding for me for the year. And it was awesome. I danced, I enjoyed myself. We took videos. I think I made a vlog, but it's not out. Me and my friend were just, feeling ourselves in the hotel where we were lodged. And it was really, really
You
good.
still lost you guys.
Yes, I totally enjoyed myself because I've not gone for a wedding, for the longest. So
It won't be bad if it's your wedding next.
very soon, you guys, I'm just kidding, no.
My weekend was restful. Yeah, that's what
You're
I would
feeling
say.
better now.
I'm always feeling better.
Lovely news, I must say.
Thank
Oh,
you.
that's true. I didn't notice.
It's giving luxury.
I do like this for me now. You want to shank me on national TV?
What about you? I want to show that.
Oh gosh. Okay, so I had a lot of roller coaster of emotions. I mean, first I was angry because I went to richer. I'm coming up a little bit poorer. I spent a whole lot by
God
the
of
weekend.
provision.
I spent amen.
God
I
of
spent a
provision.
whole lot. Clean the house, pay for this, pay for that. Before you say Jack Robinson, your account's like 3 zeros back, like 4 zeros back. And then this morning, I was so grateful to God for the gift of people, for the gift of men. Yeah. Because I never knew coming this morning would be as smooth as I thought it was going to be. So yes, this is me this morning, a bright Monday morning.
How about you, Kiki? How was your weekend?
God, I beg. It's always, but today I'm going to say something different because, as I said, the audience are starting to think that my weekend is always full of problems. But this weekend, let me just say that, yes, roller coaster of emotions, as you said, but I woke up this morning just ready to take on the week again and then not give up, basically. I don't want to give up. If I give up, what's going to happen to me?
Now who give up, lose. Remember that statement.
Yes. So please, if you're feeling as great as we are feeling this morning, please tell us on YouTube at Official Upgrade TV. Click the subscribe button right now, like and share. We'll go on a break right now, and when we return, we'll take you through the top stories across the globe. Please stay with us. Sure glad to have you back from that break. Now let us take a look at the news from the pages of today's newspaper. Today we will highlight the top stories from The Punch, The Guardian, The Nigerian Tribune, and definitely The New York Times. But this morning we will go straight to The Nigerian Tribune, and Omatoshola is going to lead us into that.
Oh, yes. I'm going to start the headlines this morning from the Nigerian Tribune. The major headline reads, Presidency gets hard on Atiku, says is envious of Tinubu's position. That was a call out. The next one says, Tinubu at 75, a bouquet of stories. This is from the columnist segment. IGP bans Amotekun vigilante from Ondo polls as NSCDC deploys 6,000 operatives. By the side of the Nigerian Tribune, Nigeria's tax system, among most backward worldwide, contains 1939 laws, says Oyedele. Another gbasgbos for Nigeria. Right under it, new terrorist group in Northwest. Crush it now. AGF tells federal government acting COAS in Sokoto calls for citizens' cooperation. Under it, we have investors' cards for returns of 12 companies embark on 2.2 trillion naira capital raising activities. And the last button headline reads, NLC demands action on worsening hardship and economic crisis prices as Nigerians grown under high transportation costs. And what I'll be talking about this morning, it will be different from the Ondo post I always talk about. It's going to be on how NLC, Nigerian Labour Congress, demands action on worsening hardship economic crisis, Nigerians grown under high transportation costs. I won't read much details, I'll just say Nigerians are going through a lot. The rich right now is already in the average level. The average man right now is already in the poor level. And one we say about the poor men like myself, we are already below.
I don't know if I should say generally
level.
rich people, because there's some people that are banking on this suffering right now. So
Really?
they cannot say that they're experiencing economic hardship.
I mean, it's pretty hard coming to work, the fare, the Uber or whatever. Even if you are flying with mopping stick, it will still cost you a lot, and it's so. Well, God bless Nigeria. I mean, they've called us out a couple times.
As always.
Honestly, as we are right now, start thinking of how to be very selfish and think of making money for yourself. Because you say Nigeria is this and that, yet you go out and see people lavishing money, you be wondering where they are getting their money from. So just be hoping and be working hard so you'll not be in that bracket of those that are under economic hardship. Even though we know you to still touch everybody in a way, but when it gets to your own turn, you won't feel it as much. The Punch newspaper has the major headline reading, State debt hits 11.4 trillion naira as federal allocation rise. Foreign debt hit $4.89 billion as state owe 4.27 trillion naira local debt. Lagos, Rivers, Kaduna, Delta, and Edo top chart. And for the Ondo governorship poll, IG banned Amotekun, others as 15,500 ad hoc staff deployed. INEC clears 1.7 million voters for Saturday poll. 295,856 PVCs uncollected. NLC gives governors December 1 deadline for minimum wage payments. Husband arrested for allegedly setting wife ablaze in Ogun State. Traders demand 3.4 billion compensation for Lagos market demolition. We see another story here. Troops launch manhunt as Lukwara intensifies killings in Sokoto and Kebbi. Ministries making illegal requests for workers' promotion, says memo. All right, just very similar to what Shola already said about the whole hardship and everything. But this one, I want to relate it to the whole minimum wage. Sadly, it seems as though some states are actually very slow to adopt this new minimum wage thing. Over the weekend, or is it last week now, we're hearing that some states have increased theirs. Was it Ondo or Oyo? Increased from 70 to 80. And I think before then I've heard that Lagos also had increased theirs. So it's just mixed. Some are increasing, some are staying with it, some are not even paying up to the 70,000. So NLC has come out now to give, the ultimatum of 1st of December to ensure that this minimum wage is actually implemented across the board. And that's the story, honestly.
Okay, God's beauty. Let's do abroad.
International space we're in now, New York Times newspaper. By the right side of the newspaper, foreign chiefs quicken stride to Trump's ear. Next to that, Democrats sift through rubble seeking answers, assigning the blame, pointing to war in Gaza, misinformation, and identity politics. By the left side of the newspaper, Gazians spend a whole year in a blackout. Next to that, which is the last headline on the newspaper, a child influencer who avid fans be a man. All right, the headline I want to quickly touch on is the first one, which is around the foreign chiefs quicken stride to Trump's ear. So as Donald Trump returns to the political arena, leaders worldwide are taking steps to rebuild their leadership with him. Leaders like the British Prime Minister, we have the Ukraine President, and the Canadian Prime Minister. So each are using different strategies to connect with Trump, aware of his influential position in global affairs. So I feel like this is actually one of the reasons why he was elected in the first place by the Americans and even, non-Americans, that's other countries that felt like it was important for them to cast their votes, right? So you see that, they felt like, okay, Trump has more better potentials than other persons, like the likes of Kamala now. I was having a conversation with someone, I think during the weekend and the person felt like, okay, if you look at Kamala's agenda and all of that. I mean, her manifesto and all. It's more sided to democracy, sided to, oh, don't worry, you know, would allow everything go smoothly, everything that Americans want, will ensure that that's being solved. But you see the like of Trump. I mean, just look at the fact that he has not even been, you know, I mean, incorporated yet. There's already people feeling like, okay, the fact that he's already there, we need to start, you know, liking him. We need to start bringing up that relationship so that everything can go smoothly. Everybody's pitching out their own, you know, their own work and all of that in order for them to have free flow. So I feel like, you know, with Trump, with the news and with what people are saying, Trump being in that position as the 47th president of the U.S. would actually impact the country in a very good way. So fingers crossed. Let's see how it looks like.
Something. In likeness to what you have said about Trump, I think we have seen that replicated in Nigeria when Tinubu got elected as the president. There were so many visitations, let me say that. But do you think his visitation out of liking him and trying to drive America forward, or it's just business?
Of course, it's business oriented. Business as usual.
Let us see how we can squeeze more, take more, looking that he has so many...
Get favors as well.
Yes, get favors. Looking that he has so many issues with the court and all of that stuff. So they might feel like the lawyer that is backing, the God that is beside him, they also need that kind of God, you understand, working beside them too. So I think on the other side, most people, if I would say that, while people should go and start visiting maybe when you get elected, allow the person just get in. Like, most of the time, things are already being done before the person even gets to office. And then the person doesn't even have time for the people. How many people, like civilians, go and greet the president that, welcome, you're now elected. This is what we need. And if you see in most cases, not even the local government chairman that should tell maybe the governor or the president what exactly the people need that goes to see him. It's the ogas that probably have no idea of what's even happening
and because
at the grassroots.
Everybody is also looking at their benefits. I mean, the likes of this prime ministers I've mentioned now, everybody is going to see him or pitching their own, you know, their business ideas, not because of they want the growth of the U.S. They are looking at their own country too.
So what do you think we should change? I mean, looking at Nigeria,
the global space now.
The global space of politics. Since we are discussing politics today, what should change?
I feel like, I mean, from the aspect of Trump now, with everybody coming to you to meet you and pitching their own ideas and all of these things, you should consider them. Look at the one that would favor the country that you're serving. Do you get what I'm saying? Then anyone that is not in favor, that is not going to favor the country, scrap them. It's as simple as that. If everybody that has gone to meet our president, for example, and pitch their ideas, he has to pick the one that would favor Nigerians. The one that will not favor Nigerians, give it back to them. It's as simple as that. Now, implementation.
99 is not favoring Nigerians.
And then you give it to them now. What do you want to?
Favoring their personal pockets.
Even that even pitches should even calm down. He's not coming into power till January 20 or so. Biden is still there. Let's be pitching to Biden before he leaves.
So that he can still, there's still space for implementation.
Yeah.
But then that's the international space. Taking you through the Guardian newspaper quickly. The headline reads, delayed 2025 to 2027, MTEF threatens budget cycle. And below that, Jonathan Obi Kwankwanso names resound as political jostling intensifies. That's in 2027. And then Arewa Group's Uriwa, Sani nudge not to accept Tinubu's tax reform. The last but not the least story I'll say here is stranded oil wells, old facility stalls 2.5 mbpd oil production. I'm not going to be able to say much on the Guardian newspaper, but I would say that this whole Jonathan's names and all these articles saying he's jealous, all these things coming back.
He's jealous of what? I didn't really get that story. What's he
jealous of?
He's jealous of Tinubu's administration. I mean, he's always having a thing to say. If you've been in the news, you see that Atiku is always
even when it does not make sense. But then
if you look at all the
other headlines,
so
he has always condemned
Tinubu. Why is Atiku always saying something? I would have appreciated if it's Obi, because people seem to be more on Obi's back. But now everybody is saying Atiku is jealous of Tinubu's position. He's so envious. So if he gets a space to come in, it will come, because all this it can only be for one reason.
It is well. But I will say that if you're still yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe now at Official Upgrade TV. Go online now and subscribe. We would be back again with the topic for today. We're going on a break right now. Stay with us.
Looking to take your business to the next level through partnerships? Then join us every Thursday at 10 a.m. for Partner Up.
Whether you're an entrepreneur, marketing, sales, or partnership professional, Partner Up is here to give you the tools you need to succeed.
From in-depth interviews with industry experts
To real-world case studies of successful partnership strategies that drive innovation and business growth.
we dive deep into what it takes to form successful partnerships.
Thursdays, 10 a.m.
Don't miss Partner Up.
Welcome back to the show. As mentioned earlier, today's topic is addressing Nigerian women in politics, their challenges and opportunities. As we know Nigeria to be now, we see how low representation has been going far in terms of women and even people with disabilities. But highlighting women right now, we know that Nigeria is a blessed nation with vibrant culture, resilience, and determination. Yet when it comes to women representation in politics, we lag behind. And if you remember that only 6.7% of an elective and appointive positions are held by women. How many of us knows that?
Yeah,
You do? Oh, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I like that we are becoming politically aware.
Inclined.
Now. Inclined, yes. And then this glaring disparity has actually reduced, I think it has affected democracy so much that we now have cases where we're speaking about special seats for women. We're talking about 35% affirmative action. But have we not realized that this thing has been on for years? I think the bill was first brought up in 2022 or 2021 that women should be represented in the seats. We are in 2024. Another election cycle went by, and they are still reading the bill, rejecting the bill, reintroducing the bill, taking the bill off, bringing the bill back.
No wonder Senate President Senator Agba has the guts in the Senate House to tell a female senator that this is not a nightclub. I only wonder what the senators think of with the females. I mean, when they see females, do they see kitchen? Do they see the inner room? Are you seeing like frying pans flying around? Because what do you see when you see females? When we are talking about females doing one or two things, or maybe a female trying to be in a cybersecurity space or a political space, they looked down on them. Remember the guest we had? She talked about how she wanted to go in for a seat. She did everything she could do, and her husband was very supportive, always going to meetings. And they kept on saying her husband is a woman rapper because she wants to go for power, and her husband is not going for power. So I'm just wondering if 2024, 21st century was still saying the females as the second fiddle. Yes, we can agree that we are the weaker versus right, but
yeah, the one even doing yourself with that statement you just
I'm not
made. Yeah, agreeing with people that you're the weaker
I am not
vessel,
agreeing that
and
we
they
are the
keep
weaker
seeing
versus.
us
I'm
that
just
way.
saying, okay, this is what people say about it. Okay, women are the weaker versus right. But you would agree with me that in every position of authority that you put women in, they do way better than the men. Career path, political path. In every 12 there is a Judah. So don't come for me with what about humanitarian minister? Did she? What about our own politician? Okowa embezzled billions of naira. Yaya Bello, trillions upon trillions of naira. So one woman that we now catch now, we are now coming for the president. So if as at now we are still passing bill back and forth, I'm just wondering what our politicians think about with the females. Maybe if there's a frying pan on my head or like a grill oven that I can't see.
Well, in July 2024, it was reintroduced, and just last Monday, the deputy speaker still decided to bring in the European Union into the whole bill again. They want to discuss it once more to see how women can be represented in so many seats. although I have a different opinion to the idea of special seats for women, but I would not want to drop the gun so that our guests can tell us our own, personal opinion. But I want to hear from God's Beauty. She's been very silent. Like, I want to know, what do you think about
She's
the
running for
idea of
power,
special
so-
seats for? Because I know that soon you want to be governor, whether you like it or not.
Anambra local
Our
government.
heads are noisy.
Yes, voila. But I mean, I'm actually in support with what you just said now, of all the things mentioned here. Because I don't understand, if people say that you want women to fully participate in politics in Nigeria, tell me what the hell is additional seat or special seat, right? You are in without special word, it's special seat or additional seat. You are just saying that the spaces or the seats that men are on right now, women can actually take that. That's what it is. So I like the fact that we have a guest, because I want somebody probably in that space to expatiate what additional seat or special seat means rather.
But I am sure most of the audience don't know that these are the key provisions for the seats. And the National Assembly says it's going to be one special seat for women from each state and the Federal Capital Territory in the Senate and the House of Representatives, totaling 74 seats, 3 women in each of the 36 House of Assemblies, totaling 108 seats. And if you know that, right, Nigeria ranks 178 out of 180 countries in terms of women representation in parliament. So the bill addresses the low numbers of women in elective positions, as they say, with only 4 women as senators and 16 women representatives in the 469-member National Assembly. Well, the opponents argue that the bill is undemocratic and discriminatory to men, while supporters see it as a necessary temporary special measure to level the playing field for women in politics. While other countries, like I think Kenya and I don't know if it's Tanzania, implemented similar measures to increase women representation in politics. The current status is that the bill has passed the second reading and has been referred to the committee of, what's it called again? The Committee on Constitution Review for further actions. Well, by exploring this topic, we can spark meaningful conversations and identify actionable solutions to empower Nigerian women in politics, policy reforms, and equity. Joining us right now is Mata Agba. I don't know if Mata is with us. I would like to hear you read, or hear me read your bio right now. Is she here with us?
Yeah, she's here.
Hi, Kiki.
Hi, good morning, Mata. It's so nice to see you.
Morning.
So let me introduce you
Same
to
here.
the
How you
audience
doing?
and my beautiful guests, my beautiful host right here. Mata Agba is a passionate and result-driven social change maker, an advocate for gender equality, young women involvement in politics, human rights, and food security. Mata served as Senior Special Assistant to the Governor of Cross River State on humanitarian affairs. She has vast experience on national politics. She partners with non-governmental organizations advocating for SDGs, equity in governance, and poverty alleviation. Agba is also the state focal person, Young Women's Forum, CRS, and Deputy Director of the Electoral College, Nigeria. Hi, Mata. So nice to see you this morning. I hope you're feeling great.
Good morning.
Welcome to the new week. What's your
Yes, I can
week?
hear you.
How's your week starting like?
Thank God, not bad. How's yours?
Okay. So my first question is, as a woman in politics, how are you doing?
I am pushing.
Wonderful. That is a very key word, patience.
Pushing.
Pushing. But other than that, what else is in for you?
It's a lot. We just finished local government elections in my state recently, which happens that I was one of the aspirants from my local government. And as it turned out, another person had the seats as usual. So we're back to the field, we're back to the circle and seeing how we can contribute to our quota to nation building. This also happened cut across Nigeria, as it is 774 local governments. So the election was vast, but then again, the numbers of women represented, we have 18 local governments in my state, and we just succeeded. I don't know if it's a success, but we just have only 2 local governments that women are representing currently out of the 18. So that means there's still a whole lot of work to be done.
But what do you think that patriarchy has played in this system? Because we are now having women versus men, what is happening in Nigeria, special seat and all of that stuff. Don't you think that the idea of this whole special seat, 2 women out of 18, is also another form of patriarchy happening again?
Okay, so this is just, in simple terms, brings me to the fact that I say a whole lot of people who we ask to represent us does not really understand what the Constitution is saying. So by the word special to begin with, I need someone to probably help me liquidate my ignorance in the sense that when you say special seed, I mean there should be some kind of like, that person is not okay, the person needs extra care, the person needs extra attention or something. So you're saying you're clamoring for women to have special seats and not elected seats. That means you're asking that the women should just come and mark the register. So increased number is not increased influence.
Hello?
So you're just going to have, it's not even more women, you're just going to have a few numbers sprinkled around to just come and listen and hear what you guys are saying. And it's going to get to the point, you're talking about patriarchy, where they will say, you know what, those of us that are elected are having a meeting today. The special seat people, can you please excuse us? Or meetings will be held and the special seat people will not be asked to attend. It is Nigeria. So I think if we really say we want women to be included in governance, we should take the right step and the right measure to ensure women are actually included. So the special thing, I think is just saying that, oh, women, you want to just try to ensure that women are there, but they are not there. So if we're trying to copy things from the advanced country, we should try to do it very well. Okay, Rwanda is just our neighbors here are getting it right. So, but are they really using the special seat thing? No, women are actually involved in governance. So, but Nigeria, that happens to be the giant of Africa, we are still lacking in that aspect. I think it's a big question mark. And that is not the solution we need. So it still boils down to the fact that they just want us to have the numbers to say, oh, you know, to increase the number and increase the figure and the percentage. But then again, that is not the influence. And also, I would like to state that there's going to be a control representation. Because if you have 1 woman or 3 women cut across the senatorial district of each state, that's the central, the south, and the north, I am representing you, I'm asking you to go. That means you're loyal to my bidding when the need arises.
Yes.
That's what it means. So indirectly, that's still not giving women a voice. Because you're asking her to say, you know what, we're going to have a meeting today. We need the votes of the women of the special seat. So anything you are doing, you're doing it on my behalf. So that's the control representation. And it's going to isolate women from mainstream politics.
Exactly.
You don't have a say, you're not elected. So the Constitution say elective offices are the people that are supposed to be there. So you're trying to propose a bill to say you need a special seat. Of what essence? So what are they going to be doing? What is their role in the Constitution? Just have women increased numbers in governance. No, I think it doesn't really sit well. So, but it is also still sad that you see a whole lot of women going there and trying to say, oh, let's have this bill, instead of them following what the Constitution is saying. So as Christians, we have the Bible as our way of life, or the Constitution. Muslims have the Quran. As Nigeria, our own holy book is the Constitution. So when we want to talk about governance and politics, we have to go back to the Constitution. So it's not a thing of saying that you're passing a bill to have seats for women. But then again, how influential are these seats going to be in the long term? How influential are they going to contribute to nation building? How influential are you going to say it's going to give opportunity to women to get into, okay, now, for example, Ekiti State, the deputy governor is a woman, the SSG is a woman, the deputy speaker is a woman. Out of 26 local governments, 8 seats are represented by women. They have reached the quota to say 35% of the SA and SSA are women.
Yeah.
So I give it to the governor of Ekiti State. So do you now want to tell me that he needed to have a constitutional reform from the House of Assembly members to ensure that that is implemented? So if Nigeria, as a country, as a giant that it is, cannot have this from our political party, because you go to pick up this form from, so there was a time they said women should have 50% form. At the point they said it was free. But then again, at the end of the day, what results did he give us?
Just
So
buy
for
it
me, I
for
prefer
cheaper
you
and
say
go
women
back
should
and
buy
sit
the
down.
form and everybody should go to the field and everybody should spend the money they need. Everybody should canvass for votes. Everybody should do what it takes to do. Because you're trying to fight so it brings us back to the Constitution. What's the Constitution saying that, okay, go out there, everybody's going to have a special rule. So I don't think that special privilege to say, oh, she's mild, she's not strong, let's treat her. No. If you're coming out, just come out full-blooded to say, okay, this is what I want to do. You're taking the bull by the horn. I think that is also going to give you a bit of credence, influence, and respect, especially when they know the gods and everything to say, oh, this person is not backing out, or especially how we're trying to push her down and everything. Yeah. So for me, I don't think the special seat thing is viable. It's not a long-term solution. It's just a short-term solution. So you mentioned something about the European Union coming in. So there's a whole lot of programs every week, every month, in and out about women inclusion, women in governance and all of that. You have all these foreign bodies coming to involve and engage. But then again, what has it resulted to? So it's not coming to have maybe like a partnership with the European Union and saying, okay, we're working towards ensuring the bill is passed, we're working towards. But then again, what has it? What is should I say the return on investment?
Yeah, working to
how many years down the line?
Yeah,
now we just finished an election cycle. Before next 2 years, 2026, another one has started. The local government elections is just an introduction to tell you that the 2027 game is on. So those that are waiting to say, oh, it is in 2026, I want to run or I want to do, I'm sorry, it has started already in 2024. So if you're not involved in this process of getting like a councillor, like a local government chairman before the main election, because these guys up there are the ones who have relatively implemented or ensured that most of these other people come into office. So when it's now time for presidential election, that is when people are now shouting on Twitter to say, we prefer this person more than this person. But when the key decision was being taken for the local government structure, you were not even involved.